Good evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day with Swadhyaya. As we begin a new week together, we open our hearts to a fresh theme, which is prejudice. In our journey through science and religion last week, we explored the harmony of reason and faith, how the heart can integrate apparent opposite into oneness. Now, as we step into this new theme, we turn inward once again to examine another subtle layer of human conditioning, the tendency to judge, compare, or separate. Prejudice is a veil that clouds perception. It colors the lens through which we see others and even ourselves. In the Heartfulness Way, we learn that spiritual progress depends on clarity of perception, on seeing things as they are. When the heart is burdened with bias or preconception, we cannot truly feel the essence of another being, nor can we receive the pure guidance of the divine. Through meditation, cleaning, and prayer, these layers of conditioning gently dissolve. What replaces them is empathy, openness, and a natural sense of brotherhood. As Daji reminds us, when the heart is pure, perception becomes truth. Let this week, therefore, be a journey from judgment to understanding, from separation to unity. Prejudice is not only social or external, it often begins as an inner habit, a subtle resistance to what feels different or unfamiliar. It limits our ability to love fully, to connect deeply, and to grow freely. In the light of heartfulness, we begin to notice how opinions and attachments shape our reactions. Each time we meditate, the knots of bias untie themselves a little more. The mind becomes quieter, the heart becomes more inclusive. When we look at another person through the eyes of the heart, labels and judgments dissolve. We start to perceive a sense rather than the appearance, truth rather than opinion. This transformation is not through effort, but through remembrance. As we rest in the Master's presence, our consciousness expands, and all walls of prejudice begin to melt into love. As we move ahead in the session, let us continue nurturing the spirit of sharing, inviting our friends, our families, and loved ones to experience heartfulness through the master classes and through the BHED sessions. Dear sisters and brothers, you will be able to find the additional reading material and videos of Revered Daji on this theme, which are available on the Heartfulness app under the Sunday tab dated 26th October. You'll find aspects for contemplations for all days of the week, and these can be viewed by scrolling up and down on the Heartfulness app under the Aspects tab. And we encourage you to explore this tab for the reading material and the videos. Our inspirational reading this week is from the Heartfulness Way Part 2 by our beloved Daji, as we begin reflecting on the chapter titled Prejudice. Let us approach this reading with openness, allowing it to illuminate the hidden vices within and show us how to free the heart from them. If you have your personal copy of the book with you, please read along, as the text will not be displayed on the screen. And let your heart listen as if Daji himself were gently guiding through each word. Now let us open our hearts to the inspirational reading from chapter 3, and this is on page number 16 of the book. Daji, beliefs often arise from our likes and dislikes, leading to partiality and prejudice. So, can you help us understand the darker sides of dogmatic beliefs, the deep likes and dislikes that lead to prejudice? Please speak to us about prejudice. Babuji called prejudice the deadliest poison to spiritual life. It is a major obstacle to realization of the truth. When we become narrow minded, our consciousness shrinks and our evolution is restricted. When we nurture prejudice, we add to the burden of the ego and it keeps us away from reality. Prejudice is a major obstacle to realization. When prejudice exists, universal love is not possible. Prejudice is based on likes and dislikes, and sometimes dislikes lead to hatred towards others. Scientists have studied this too. For example, the word of David Eagleman on dehumanization, peer pressure, and violence. Daji, we have been encountering so many examples of religious prejudice in the world for centuries. Can we reconcile the world's religion so as to foster personal and social growth and harmony? Each religion was designed for a particular era and culture. So, no religion is better than any other. The idea is to coexist with peace and acceptance. Here is an analogy. Imagine four people climbing up the same mountain to the summit, each one starting from a different compass point at the base. The person who climbs the west slope sees the west side. The person who climbs the east slope sees the east side. And the same is true for the climbers on the north and south faces. The four sides are like four different religions. Only when they reach the top can the climbers see the full 360-degree view, experiencing the oneness of the summit. Similarly, when consciousness reaches the spiritual summit, we see everyone and everything in the universe without prejudice. Even if the same four people climb the same faces of the mountain during different seasons, they will see different landscapes. Religions have emerged thousands of years apart, so they are bound to see the landscape of reality differently. Dear sisters and brothers, we will take the pause from the reading now. Let the wisdom of these words settle in our hearts. It is time for the universal prayer. So let us now offer the universal prayer with hearts united in love. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है. May this universal prayer awaken in every heart the spirit of love, unity, and brotherhood, dissolving all prejudice, all sense of otherness, and revealing the divine essence that connects us all. Dear sisters and brothers, as you prepare for the rest tonight, let us take a few moments to reflect. Did I encounter moments today where judgment surfaced towards someone or perhaps myself? Was I able to notice it without resistance and let it go in the light of remembrance? Sit in silence for a few moments, observing the condition within. Offer your bedtime prayer with humility and gratitude, allowing Master's presence to purify and transform us. Resolve to see others with greater compassion, to listen with openness, and to feel with the heart rather than the mind, and not to repeat the mistakes of the day. Dear sisters and brothers, thank you for joining this evening session today. And may this week's reflection on prejudice inspires us to live with a heart free from judgment, embracing all beings as expression of the same divine light. As the heart becomes purer, love flows naturally, and unity becomes our way of living. We look forward to being together again tomorrow for the morning session at 6 a.m. Until then, may peace, remembrance, and the silent grace of the beloved Master guide you through the night. Wishing you all a very good night.